Hello, welcome to the West Ham Way YouTube. Myself, Mark Carlaw, and Riley Finch. Riley, Silkeborg away, a ground that is very familiar to Dave Walker, an ex-WHU employee. I think they might even be starting for them, I hear. It's a game that, I mean, by the way, people don't understand that. It's on their Patreon podcast. They did a tour of the stadium, didn't they? And well, when they said tour of the stadium, they broke in. They actually broke into the stadium, found the doors open, and ended up walking on the pitch, which was ridiculous. I mean, it's a weird one because we don't know enough about them, really, do we? Let's be honest. I mean, I think are they fourth in their league at the moment? Is that right?
Fourth in their league in the old Danish league. They lost their opening game as well to Anderlecht 1-0. I mean, Anderlecht are a decent side. I mean, that's an all right result for them. But yeah, we don't know too much about them. But obviously, you know, most of our sort of previews are about West Ham because realistically, it's a game where it's not too much about the opposition. It's more about how we play because we know on our day we could easily beat a team like Silkeborg. Even against the likes of Dave Walker and X, I reckon we've got enough in us to get past that midfield. Yeah, it'd be an interesting game. Obviously, another away day to Denmark. I've heard mixed reviews about Denmark, to be fair, but
really,
I've heard the airport is quite crap for one.
Right. Okay.
I've heard mixed things, but obviously it's the home of a lot of beers, so I'm sure it'll be a decent away day.
I actually think, I mean, for anyone that's going out there, I know Dave and X are going back out there. I actually think that when I spoke to them about it, Dave said it's one of the best places I've been to. So it's amazing. So the people are really lovely out there, and really the fans are very welcoming. So I'll be stunned if there's any problems out there in terms of fan violence. I don't think there'll be any of that. If anything, I think they'll be quite welcoming. And I think it'll be a good game. The only thing I think we need to be quite careful on here. All right, you're right. We don't really know enough about the opposition to do an analysis really as such. I mean, I know you should say fourth in the league. I don't think they've been too bad. I mean, it's only it's a league of 12. So that's kind of effectively sort of just above mid-table. But the issue is their pitch. If you remember, they've got like an artificial pitch, and X was saying that is really spongy. Like he said, it's strange pitch. It's not like normal grass. Very bouncy.
He should know, He should know, after being on it.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what he said. He walked on the grass and said, "This is really strange." Apparently, it's really bouncy and very strange. So that could be a problem because that's going to be a foot surface we're not used to, and that could be slightly an issue. I think the ball could be bouncing all over the place, so we've got to be a little bit careful of that.
Well, I don't know about all that, Jurgen Klopp. I think the pitch probably won't play too much of a part in the game.
No, it will. It could do.
These pieces in early.
I am, yeah. That pitch is too bouncy. Pitch is too bouncy. I'm doing a Klopp. No, I think that could be a problem. I genuinely think it could be not saying a big problem. I just think it's something we've got to be a little bit wary of. I think if I was David Moyes, I'd be saying, well, on the lead up to it, I'd probably want to go and find a pitch similar in London and go and practice on it just for a couple of days, just to get used to it. But I think that could be the only thing that probably maybe we will struggle with. Ultimately, though, you'd expect us to win this game, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, mate. I mean, look, we've said it in the previews before. You don't want to underestimate teams. You don't want to say it's a win.
Yeah, but you said 7-0 guaranteed last time. Remember?
Well, I wasn't far off, was I? So, no. Well, look, I think that these are the games where it's going to be a good platform. And I mean, obviously, at the time of recording this, the football on the Sunday has been cancelled. Obviously, the Newcastle game. So we do go into this game completely fresh, week's rest, which obviously we wouldn't have had prior to that. And also, Newcastle would be a game that would take a lot out of us, I think. So that's another positive coming into this game. But if you look at it from the standpoint that we've just not only have we was the last 20 minutes of the game against Bucharest brilliant and the way we should be starting the next game, but we also, made a comeback. So I think we should be on a pretty big high after that performance. And I think Moyes kind of knows, I mean, he should know where the team is at the moment, who should be starting, who's not fit, who's fit. I think the team basically picks itself at this rate. And it's a team it's got to get the job done. If Anderlecht can win 1-0, I don't see why we shouldn't be knocking 2 or 3 past them as well. I think, and anything but a win would certainly be a big mile on what should be a promising campaign for us.
I agree. I think this is a match that, we should be winning. I expect us to win. I think everyone agrees that. I don't think there'll be anyone thinking that otherwise. I think a draw would be a bad result. I think we need to go and win. I actually am really enjoying these European nights again. And I know it sounds obvious. I mean, obviously we should be. But what I'm really liking about it as well, it's almost like it's almost like we're getting used to it. Do you get that feeling like we're a club now that's kind of like, we're used to playing European football, midweek football now. And I actually think that it's actually serving us better. I know I think I've said this point before in a previous video, but I think that most clubs, when they get into Europe, they tend to really struggle with it, the demands of it, and the travelling, and the 2 games, and then you tend to find the league form really suffers. Look, and I know that we are struggling in the league, but that's just part of that stuff now. Because I don't believe it's anything to do with Europe. If anything, it's the other way around. I actually think it's helping us playing in Europe. It's almost like a bit of a light relief for us. We can go and play. There's no pressure. It's nothing to do with the Premier League. It gives our new players as well an excellent opportunity. The likes of Downs, Scamacca, obviously Paqueta, and all these players, a chance to get used to playing with each other, playing competitively, and in games with really lower opposition, less opposition, where really we expect to win. I think it does us a big favour, and especially as we've said we said in a previous video regarding David Moyes and the pressure he could find himself under in terms of league form or results at least. This could be a nice lift, couldn't it, before the Everton game? I mean, I really think that if we put in a very good performance, that should get us our tails up nice for Sunday. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, mate. And we speak about sort of just the team getting a platform. It's players like Downs can now have a platform to break into the Premier League. If Scamacca scores instantly, the pressure's off him. I mean, he didn't have a very good performance against Bucharest, and already people are questioning him. And you think, well, if he'd have scored in that game, you'd be saying he's got to start over Antonio and he's got to be this and be that and score 15 a season. So, it's a great platform for these sort of, not that Scamacca's a fringe player, but these sorts of fringe players to come in and start making their mark. I mean, I don't know what I don't know much about it, but I was a bit disappointed to not see Ashby in the squad at all, especially with all the contract negotiations that was happening around sort of deadline day. And I didn't really get a clear answer as to why he wasn't in the squad at all. So I don't know whether he's injured or not, but he's somebody I'd love to see potentially start, but I'm not sure what's going on with it at the moment.
No, and you know what? You raise a good point there, because that's something that I've have thought about and not really done a lot about. And I think it's something maybe we'll speak to X about and see what, and I'm sure he'll provide us an update on Patreon, because it's a strange one, this whole Ashby thing. He's come into the squad last season, looked very good, looked very accomplished, and come through the academy. Everything's kind of ticking all the right boxes, and I'm actually really excited by him. Then to have this whole summer, really, where it looked like he really doesn't want to stay. He kind of wants to go and move on now. And I don't think agents help in all this situation, but it'd be interesting to see what happens with him. But you're right. I actually think these are sort of games we want to see him introduced to the squad and get him involved. Because the reality is, if he isn't, then January is going to be a problem. You can imagine he's going to want to be pushing. I think the club are trying to tie him down. I think the last I heard that the club are working towards getting him on a new deal, but obviously we haven't heard anything more than that. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting. Silkeborg then away, mate. I've got to ask, what do you think the score will be?
I think it's going to be 2-0 West Ham. 2-0 West Ham. I mean,
West Ham.
It's hard to back us for a clean sheet at the moment. I mean, we've only got one all season, I think, and that was against Villa away.
Yeah.
So it's always hard to to say that we're not going to. Although didn't we get a clean sheet against the qualification team at home as well? Was that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
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 I'm pretty sure we did.
Done well.
Yeah. So. I don't know. I never back us to get a clean sheet, no matter how good. I think our defense is really good, but I never back us to get a clean sheet. But I think Scamacca will be starting. We've got a whole week's rest. I think players like Fliniesta will be up for the game. We've got Emerson starting, who should be on a high as well. The back line looks set. It's like it's getting more aligned with each other each week. I'd love to see Paqueta start. I don't want to see Lanzini start. Maybe not even Ben Rama, which is kind of harsh, but. I think these players are all going to be jumping for the opportunity. And I think, 2-0, first sort of big European away day this season. I think they'll be well up for it.
I agree, mate. I fancy us. I mean, I think we will win. I think it's going to be 3-1. I just got this feeling 3-1. But yeah, I think we'll win, and I'm looking forward to it. Actually, really, really looking forward to it. I wish I was going out there, but I'm really, really looking forward to it, and very, very confident going in. And as you say, Finiesta, mate. It's going to be another masterclass from him.
Oh, mate, I'm hoping so. Like I say, it's going to be difficult with Dave and X bursting on the pitch, but I think he's got the skills to get round.
Well, Dave Walker clatters him because he's playing centre half or whatever.
I mean, yeah, it's debatable, really. I mean, will he have mixed emotions playing on home sort of soil, but then he's also going up against the club that he loves so much. It's quite a difficult conundrum for him, but hopefully there's no leg breakers in that one.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Cheers.